This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Patty company workers charged with Prairie larceny. The police in St. Anne have charged 4 workers at a popular patty company over the theft of 6 cows in the parish yesterday. Charged with Prairie larceny are 36-year-old driver Anthony Turner of Limehall District in Rock River, Clarendon, 53-year-old butcher Alvaro Black of Bell Pond in Osborne Store, Clarendon, Romaine McLean, 23, a truck driver of Hammond, Manchester, and a 73-year-old farm contractor Donald Gooden of Comfort in Tollgate, Clarendon. The stolen cows and the truck being used to transport the livestock were intercepted during a police operation in Alexandria, St. Anne yesterday morning. The vehicle belongs to Patty Company, Juicy Patties, which is based in Clarendon. The police say the men were taken into custody after they failed to properly account for the livestock. They say the operation was set up following reports from farmers about their cows being stolen. Affected farmers were able to identify their animals. The men were arrested and later charged. Mother and 2 sons die in St. James crash. Up to late Friday afternoon, Delroy Thompson was still in disbelief following Thursday night's bizarre accident on a stretch of the St. James Main Road, which left his mother and 2 of his brothers dead. A third brother, who also sustained injuries as a result of the impact of the crash, remained in hospital last night. The police have identified the deceased, all of Guava Walk in Unity Hall, St. James, as 75-year-old housewife Hazel Thompson, her sons 56-year-old Cleveland Thompson, and 54-year-old Barrington Thompson, who were both Masons. The accident occurred while the mother was being transported to hospital for treatment. A family member told the news that the sugar level of the 75-year-old matriarch had been low, so concerned the family decided to take her to hospital for treatment. Delroy, who was overcome with grief as he spoke to the news, said he had also been on his way to the hospital. "I was in a different car. They were a distance ahead of me. Me just go see them hitch up in a one pole," he said, suggesting that the driver of the vehicle got out of control and hit a utility pole. According to the Corporate Communications Unit, the communications arm of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, about 11:50 p.m., Barrington was driving a Nissan AD wagon motorcar with Hazel and Cleveland aboard. Upon reaching a section of the AGS Coombs Boulevard in Freeport, he lost the control of the motor vehicle and slammed into a median. All 3 persons sustained multiple injuries and were taken to the hospital, where they were pronounced dead, the CCU report indicated. According to a family member, a third brother and his niece, who were also on board the vehicle, sustained injuries. When the news visited Guava Walk Friday afternoon, the news team was met with somber faces. Shell-shocked community members lined both sides of the roadway in front of the house where the deceased family lived. Others, including closer relatives, were also seen milling around in the yard. A mother and 2 sons died, another son is in operating theater, and her granddaughter is in hospital, a grieving female family member told the news. "Everybody shocked. Me can't believe. Her sugar count go down, so they were rushing her to the hospital." Another distraught relative reluctantly chimed in. Another female family member who was among the gathering complained that the accident left her in shock and pain. "My belly bottom weak, is my family them," she cried. The death of the 3 family members comes sharply on the heels of an accident involving 2 buses in Bracco, Trelawney last week, which left 3 people, including a couple, dead. That accident involved a Toyota Hiace and a Toyota Coaster bus, which was transporting hotel workers. Commenting on that fatal accident at a Jamaica Constabulary Force press conference on Thursday, Commissioner of Police Major General Anthony Anderson said additional patrols will be assigned on the North Coast Highway. "We have had those discussions with the Public Safety and Traffic Enforcement Branch and also around putting out additional highway patrol officers along that corridor. There are some additional assets that are supposed to be coming to the area for St. James and Trelawney to deal with this specifically along that corridor," Anderson said. PNP to proceed with annual conference despite a period of mourning for Queen. The People's National Party says its week of activities scheduled for September 11 to 18 in commemoration of its 84th anniversary will proceed as planned. There was concern about whether Prime Minister Andrew Holness's declaration of a period of national mourning would have negative implications for the PNP's annual conference on Sunday, September 18. In a media release Friday, PNP General Secretary Dr. Dayton Campbell confirmed that the party's conference activities will not be in contravention of the national period of mourning. Dr. Campbell said that the PNP sought a further clarification from the government and was advised that the cessation of activities as part of the period of mourning is mandatory only for government events and not events generally. The government has declared a period of national mourning for Jamaica in observance of the death of Queen Elizabeth II. It will end on September 19. Police warned criminals targeting relatives of witnesses and rivals. The police high command has again expressed their concerns that hoodlums have been targeting family members of witnesses and their rivals. Speaking to the media in Westmoreland on Thursday, Police Commissioner Major General Anthony Anderson argued that the police have been able to protect individuals placed under the Witness Protection Program. He touted the police's good track record, revealing that no one who has gone into the program has been killed. However, he admitted that it is difficult to protect members of their extended family, as many of the witnesses and the accused are known to each other.
No one who has gone into the program has been killed. So that is a good track record. It works. But of course, people have extended family. And whereas they go into the program, what about their extended family? And quite often, as you're probably aware, based on the information you've been getting, the people who may be killing each other may be even related. They grew up together. They went to the same schools quite often. Sometimes they were in the same gang, and a part of it split off. That is what makes it even more challenging, because they know where to find each other. So you'll find that we dominate the hotspot itself, and so they look for opportunities outside of there. And so you'll see killings in non-traditional spaces. I asked the religious fraternity what they can help us with is on those, especially, is on those murders that take place as a result of domestic affairs, interpersonal matters. The church can be involved in that significantly, but also a number of the youngsters, and I say youngsters, anybody below, say 25, who are carrying out these shootings and killings. Sometimes they're known in the community. As a matter of fact, more often than not, they're known. I would ask that you assist us in getting them into custody, and those people who are, those ones who are on their way towards that life of crime but have not gotten there yet, we'd ask them for their intervention and support our interventions to stop them from getting in that life of crime.
Taxi operator and the co-accused remanded in relation to theft of flow cables. A taxi operator who was held in connection with the theft and the vandalism of cables belonging to telecommunications company Flow is to remain behind the bars until October 3, when an application will be made for bail. Shane Henry and his co-accused Tavona Nemhard, who are charged with conspiracy to commit larceny and a conspiracy to steal, on Friday pleaded not guilty when they appeared in the Kingston and the St. Andrew Parish Court. Mr. Henry's attorney, Damian Heslop, argued that his client was taken to the location against his will. Mr. Heslop further argued that his client is a victim and not an accused. According to him, Mr. Henry was injured by the thieves who escaped. Reports are that about 3 a.m. on August 27, the police were on patrol along Ken Hill Drive when they saw two men running from a motor car that was parked on the sidewalk. Another man was seen exiting a manhole. The police intercepted the car, searched it, and found the cables. Mr. Henry and Miss Nemhard, who were inside the car, were arrested. Prior to remanding Mr. Henry and Miss Nemhard, Parish Judge Maxine Dennis McPherson questioned whether the woman was also taken against her will at that time of the morning. Mr. Heslop insisted that she was a passenger and that he intends to make a bail application during the next hearing. Flood-prone Old Harbour community appeals for drain cleaning. Residents of Sylvester Drive in Old Harbour, St. Catherine, which is in the flood-prone area of Big Pond, are appealing to the authorities to clean the drains in the community. The residents are also seeking to bring attention to a sinkhole, which they say collects some of the overflow but has not been cleaned since 2016. Some $20 million was spent last year on a drain cleaning project aimed at mitigating flooding in the area. However, Jamar, a resident of Sylvester Drive, told the news that the effort has not solved the problem.
And water reaching on my yard, same way, that's why I leave, because I say, boy, no matter what them do, it not go work. No matter what them do, it look like it not go work to me. Because I see them dig out the pond, and them do everything, then try them best. I not go say them not try, them try. And I see them thing. You know, bad like first time, but I see them thing. And I still are reaching on my house, and me think say when they dig you out, it wouldn't reaching on my house.
Another resident, Judith, urged the relevant authorities to clean the sinkhole in the area.
Now is the hurricane season. It is getting active. From 2016, the sinkhole haven't been cleaned until now. What they did, they came here and they bush off the fence corner and the side and leave the sinkhole and the drain in the middle. No cleaning. So we are saying to the relevant authorities, we need somebody to come and clean the sinkhole, because whenever time the big pond blocks, this is the hole that takes the water from the main road to down there. That's traffic can flow freely to Barton's, Red Ground, everywhere, Bully Tree, everywhere. Nobody pay us no mind with it. We don't see the councillor come to say anything about it. It doesn't come and clean it. And we are fed up. We are tired of it. Every day, every year is the same thing.
Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.